of the St. John's River, we look inside Everbank Stadium in Jacksonville. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Carolina Panthers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. On the visitors' sideline, that's Dave Canales trying to get the Panthers turned around in his second season. Then on the other side, you've got the Jaguars head coach, Liam Cohen. His team looking for a spark, hoping their fans will give it to them here at home as we are set to go. Mike Tirico with Greg Olsen. We're ready to start year 2 together in the booth. Off we go through the rain here in Jacksonville. We'll get this up past the 20. That's where they'll set up shop. So the Panthers led out by their quarterback, Bryce Young. Shaky rookie year, but the back end of his second year, Greg, very effective for the man who was the #1 overall pick out of Alabama in 2023.
Mike, isn't there just something different about week 1 of the NFL season? I mean, after months of anticipation, debate, speculation, it all gets settled on the field. New coaches, new teams, rookies playing their first time. Man, it's just an exciting time of year, and I'm pumped to be calling it alongside you.
And he'll just hope to stay on his feet here, picking his way forward for a gain of about 4.
Second and 5 at the 27-yard line.
Got it.
Ball on the 27. Here's second down and 5.
Red, 38. Maggie.
They'll go again with Hubbard. And nothing doing there. Only back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be an early third down coming up.
You could tell the entire time that running back is just looking for his crease to get vertical and cut back. But the defense does a great job. Inside-out pursuit, strings this ball out towards the sideline. Nowhere to go, and they make a big stop for no gain.
Ready?
Out of the shotgun, Young. This one just too far for the receiver, out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. Tedero McMillan was the intended receiver. And it's going to be 4th down.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we'll have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
So here come the Jaguars, and Greg, it brings out Trevor Lawrence. Many ups and downs in his first 4 seasons. Now year 5 for the former #1 overall pick out of Clemson.
Mike, as I think back to opening day over my years of playing in the NFL, it didn't matter if I was a rookie or going into my 14th season. I think every player goes into that game with just a little bit of extra nerves, thinking, new season, new opportunity.
Ball's out. In the pocket, looking to throw the ball, but the defense was looking right at the ball. They knock it away and come up with the turnover.
Mike, we see so often a quarterback is so focused, keeping his eyes down the field, looking for one of his receivers to work himself free, that they lose track of where the defenders are. And I think that's exactly what happened here. The defender closed on him quicker than he might have thought, knocks the ball loose, creating the takeaway.
The Panthers offense ready to possess the football for the second time. They'll start with a short field, looking for the first points of this contest. And they'll begin 1st and 10.
Set, ready. Black, 95. Set.
Young hands it to Hubbard. And he's in! Chuba Hubbard. Touchdown, Panthers.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
Ryan Fitzgerald now to add the extra point. He's got it. Panthers have their first lead of the new year. They're up 7-0 here in the season opener.
Sam Martin set to kick off.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. On the return, it's Parker Washington. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. So, Greg, this Jacksonville team comes out. I thought last year this was going to be one of those ascending teams after a playoff run before 4-13 in 2024. Changes trying to surround Trevor Lawrence with a new group to make some successful headway.
Yeah, now the question is, can Liam Cohen? We saw him work wonders last year in his first year as coordinator down with the Tampa Bay Bucks. The job he did with Baker Mayfield. Can he bring some of that magic, stay in state, and now bring it to Trevor Lawrence? Everyone you talk about in Jacksonville, like they just rave about him. He's the franchise. He's everything we wanted. Well, now it's time for him to show it. Now it's time for them to compete for division titles, compete for AFC Championship. We got a little help now. Maybe the best two-way guy we've seen, I don't know, should we say since Dion? I mean, that's probably the best comparison, his old college coach. But Travis Hunter, he's going to bring excitement to Jacksonville. Let's see where they use him. Both sides of the ball, fun packages, exciting player. I think there's some magic in store in Jacksonville, but can Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence, they're going to drive that ship.
A gain there of 11. That's good for a Jaguar. First down.
Rocco switch, Rocco switch.
Once again, it's ETN. And this time, they are ready for him. Throw for a loss. And it's second down.
The key to great defensive line play is the get-off. When that ball moves, how fast can you get off the ball and get into the backfield? That's exactly what we saw here. Quick read, react, get off the block, take him down for a loss.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. That's into the hands of Travis Etienne. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. 22 yards to pick up there. First down, Jacksonville.
Jaguars, first down. First and 10.
Hey, lie.
Patrick motioning here. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And you'll only be able to muster a couple of yards. The safety, Justin Simmons, with the stop.
So these, Mike, are the body blow runs. They're not big gains. They're nothing fancy. But they really set that physical tone for the rest of the game where now a good play caller can use some of these early runs to set up something a little bit bigger down the road.
And he's going to pick it up. Take it down inside the 35 for the first down.
It's a gain of 8. That's another Jaguars first down. First and
Well,
10
here's where you really see the
31-yard
value of having a good run game. Third and short, fourth and short, the ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
1-yard gain brings up second and 9.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's second and 9.
On the red.
They'll run it once more with Etienne. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. It's a pickup of 12. That's good for a Jaguar. First down.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground,
That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by the rookie out of Texas A&M.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and say there's ever a good time to throw a red zone interception, but in this case, it's the first half. You have the rest of the game to get yourself back down here in the red zone and make up for that miscue, because next time they get down here, they got to be a lot more careful when they decide to air it out.
On the ready. Here we go, set. Yellow, 43. Opposite, green. Ready?
This drive begins with a run by Hubbard. And this will be a Panthers first down as he'll get this one past the 20 to the 21.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground. And tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Mix in the runs with the pass. And if they can continue to generate these big explosive runs, I don't think they need to go away from it.
Ready.
On play action, Young. He's going to look for the home run ball. Very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
Makes it
Second and 10.
At the 21-yard line.
Come on, set. 50 seconds.
From the gun, it's Young. To the right side, he finds McMillan. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. First catch for him on this new season. And it results in a first down.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
Ready.
So, a couple of first downs will give them first and 10. They're at the 41.
Here we go. Ready. Ready.
Shotgun snap, and they'll run. Here's Hubbard. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
I can tell you firsthand as an offensive guy, we never loved playing in the rain. I always felt like the defense had the advantage. They know it wasn't going to be much of a passing attack, hard to handle the ball, a lot of turnovers. So they've got to have a lot of early focus offensively and try to get something on track.
Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Ready. Red 38. Ready.
From the gun here on third down, it's Young. He's got a man. That's McMillan. His second grab on this drive, good for 11 yards, but most importantly, a first down.
These third down conversions are just so important. Like everybody stresses, we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
They go 3 tight ends here on first and 10.
Set. Ready. 60 red. 60 red.
A run with Hubbard. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
Throwing on second down, Young. Laying up, and he made the catch. What a play. So, first quarter in the books here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. 7-0 is our score. And we'll have more from Jacksonville after this. Panthers football to begin this second quarter as they've got it with first and 10.
Ready. Yellow, 50, green. Okay, cross field. Set, go.
There's a give left side for Hubbard. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of one.
Loss of a yard.
All week long, they stress, Mike, that we have to get as many defenders to this ball carrier as possible. They know he's going to make some guys miss. He's going to be hard to get on the ground, but you can see the effect of rallying to the ball as it had here. They're able to take him down, and they're able to do it for a loss.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11.
Here we go, set. Yellow, 4th you, yellow. Ready?
Now Young. Good work there defensively. Knocked it away, and that pass falls incomplete. Tommy Tremble, the tight end, the man he was looking for there.
On the double.
And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Set, hut. 33, yellow. Ready.
Throwing is Young. Out to his right. He'll try and get there on the ground. And he's going to be marked out of bounds down at the 3. It'll be 1st and goal. That's a gain of 28.
What I like the most here is just the decision that when he wants to be a runner, he commits to being a runner, and he's able to weave his way downfield, pick up the 1st down, sets up 1st and goal.
Set. 10. Hut.
Hubbard will take this one in. Touchdown, Carolina. What a standout performance early on in this one. That his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game.
And some backs, Mike, they just have a sense of finding the end zone and being able to finish off these runs. That's exactly what this guy has been able to do today, and we're just getting started.
Fitzgerald now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Packers move out on top, 14-0.
Jaguars nothing. Sam Martin set to kick off.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Washington now to return it. Get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line. The Jaguars offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. Greg, when you look at the AFC South, there's an appreciation for what the Houston Texans have done. A couple of different quarterbacks, a couple of different head coaches. They've really been the team over the last several years that has been the team to beat in this division. And for the others, there's been moments. The question is, what pieces can they put together to try to knock Houston off the top?
Yeah, and you know, nobody wants to be in a league, right, Mike? Your coach got fired probably for a reason. You're drafted at the top of the draft order for a reason. Typically means things didn't go great. But if you're going to rebuild, I'll tell you, you want to do it in a division where there's a lot of wins on your schedule. And that's certainly the AFC South over the last couple of years. So as bad as things feel for Jacksonville and Tennessee, the fact that there's not a big dog in your division, your ability to find yourself climbing up the ladder is not as far as away as it might seem in the moment.
And, Greg, I've heard you say a bunch of times, if you have a quarterback, you have a chance. Well, both of the teams at the bottom of the division last year, Jacksonville and Tennessee, they've got #1 overall picks as their quarterbacks. One who's been around for a bit in Trevor Lawrence and one who's recently been drafted in Cam Ward. They have to be #1 overall pick performers for these teams to come challenge at the top.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And with Trevor Lawrence, like, we've seen him play top-tier #1 overall, got a big new contract. I mean, we've seen him play franchise quarterback level ball. It just hasn't been frequent enough. And then, of course, in Tennessee with Cam Ward, we're not sure what it's going to look like, but we knew in college he was incredible. So if they get the Cam Ward we saw last year at Miami, if he brings that culture-changing presence on and off the field in that locker room to Tennessee, I wouldn't be surprised to see Jacksonville and Tennessee higher up that list.
Now, this looks like a design run, and he will lose yardage on the play. They knock him back to midfield.
Well, has been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
2nd and 11.
Hey.
From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. Nowhere to go. He is taken down. A'Shawn Robinson working his way in to register his first sack of the new season.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long.
Hey, Lion! Son, this is hot. Here we go.
Lawrence. He's going to take a shot down the field. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Panthers offense and their back Chuba Hubbard set to come back on the field. So, Greg, let's pull back big picture and talk NFC South for a second, a division that you know so well. We've got teams that have been to the Super Bowl in the last 15 or so years out of this division, yet people overlook it at times, and maybe they've overlooked how good Tampa's been the last 4 years, too.
Well, it's funny, Mike, you think it wasn't very long ago that the NFC South was the toughest division in football. I mean, you mentioned Super Bowl teams. Tampa Bay won one recently with Brady, and then Atlanta, they make a Super Bowl with Matt Ryan, and New Orleans, and obviously the success they had with Drew Brees. In Carolina, we played in a Super Bowl. I mean, this was a division you didn't want to play. Now, they've all fallen on their resets, new coaches, new quarterbacks. Tampa Bay has done the best job weathering and taking advantage of their rebuild and their next era in the midst of a down division. So, big reason they've won 4 in a row. Can Atlanta, can Carolina, New Orleans, can they catch up? Because right now, like you said, Tampa Bay's been the dominant team in this division.
Greg, you lived it, you know it. While these may not be the biggest markets in the league, the rivalries amongst these teams really elevates what you see when you watch the NFC South go head-to-head, too.
Yeah, and over the years, there's been some major games played between Hall of Fame quarterbacks in uniform for all these teams. So it has a lot more history and a lot more, kind of relevance than maybe it feels as of late. The markets are a little smaller. The teams have been down. They might not have the premier star players that they had in past generations. So they've got to continue to rebuild these rosters, continue to have these new coaches find their footing. And, we might be a year or two away from the NFC South getting back to what it used to be.
Travis Etienne and the Jaguar offense ready to get back to work. Greg, early on, it's always new faces in different places. Off-season movement, what caught your eye?
I think there's so many good ones, right? You talk about Stephon Diggs. He ends up in New England, and Cooper Kupp now. He's moving on to Seattle from the Rams, but I think it's the guy the Rams signed to replace him, Davante Adams. I know he's not the youngest anymore, but watching him play in New York with Aaron Rodgers last year with the Jets, he can still run, he can still make every catch, he can still go up and compete at the high point. I think you put Davante Adams with Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, in that offense run by Sean McVay, I think that's a sneaky, maybe not a sneaky because he's a really household name, but I think that's a great signing by the Rams.
And always interesting from the offseason, the quarterback movement and unique ties. Some of the biggest names were or now are Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, and now the guy that is going to line up behind center for Seattle, Mike, is Sam Darnold. And, of course, we all saw that incredible season he had last year in Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson and that really dynamic Vikings offense. So now he goes to Seattle. I think he's going to have an inspired Cooper Kupp. He was let go from the Rams. If he's healthy, he's a big weapon. Jackson Smith-Njigba. He has some pieces in that puzzle that he can push the ball downfield to. So I'm excited to see Sam. That's what everyone thought he was going to be coming out of college when he was a high draft pick of the New York Jets.
Not much happening there, just a short game.
So his team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
Tim Patrick was the intended target. Now it's going to be third down.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm. And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem, and that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
So it is fourth down, and that'll bring on Cam Little for this Jaguars field goal. Officially a 29-yard attempt. He has to drive this through the rain, but he does. The kick is good. And the Jaguars get their first points of the game. They trail 14-3. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, here's Trevor Etienne. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there. So, Greg, here come the Panthers. You know this franchise so well. What an interesting stretch last year. 2 wins 2 years ago. Bryce Young now turned around with 5 wins. But maybe more than the record last year, the momentum that you felt from the Panthers at season's end.
I'll tell you, if you would have said the season was going to end with the hope and the energy around that Panthers organization that it did, I think people would have thought you were crazy. Bryce Young's rookie year, obviously up and down. Early on in year 2 last year, he gets benched. And then only because of an Andy Dalton freak car accident, he finds himself back in the lineup. And he plays the best ball of his young career. That looked like Alabama Heisman Trophy quarterback Bryce Young. So the entire narrative around Carolina has changed. They're no longer searching for their quarterback at the moment. Continue to build talent around them. They got wide receiver with their first-round pick. Continue to support Bryce Young and continue to add pieces on defense. They're not quite ready to contend yet, but they're a lot closer now than they were a year ago.
Ready. Cut.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. The Jags will use the first of their timeouts here as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down is looming.
It's now fourth down.
Here's Sam Martin now as he is on to punt for Carolina. Looking up through the raindrops. No issue there, though. Fair catch, called for, and taken successfully. Travis Etienne and the Jaguar offense ready to get back to work. You know, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going forward on fourth down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if they kicked a touchback, they got the ball at the 20. There wasn't that much of a spread. But now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal?
The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. The Panthers will take their first timeout. They get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to play in this first half. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for the second time. Looked like he may have had a seam for a moment, but he's taken down after a solid return. The Panthers offense can see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. They'll start with great field position right at midfield with a first down.
Ready up. Set. Black four.
Here's the pistol snap to Young. Short one there, caught by Tremble. Young trying to hurry his guys to the line.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. And he just does catch that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion.
And 6.
This 3rd and 6.
Set. Hut.
Here's Young. He'll dump this down to Hubbard. And he's going to get there. He got the first down, not by a whole lot, but that'll keep this drive rolling.
Let's go.
To throw is Young. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
Down. Set.
Off the play fake. Here's Young. Going for it all. And that is incomplete.
You know, Mike, there's the saying in the NFL, take what the defense gives you. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to force a ball downfield. Show the defense you are willing to take big shots. Even though they weren't able to connect, it's going to have an impact the rest of the game.
And with just 4 seconds left in the first half, a timeout is called.
A 42-yard attempt.
He'll bang that one through. It's good. Halftime coming up. Let's go downstate. And Scott Hansen has the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Today is the day we've been working towards all summer, the debut of our new halftime show. So without further ado, let's roll. Our trip around the NFL starts now, and it starts with a good one in the AFC West. And it's a guy who finished with 23 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions last year, Justin Herbert. From there, why don't we go to South Philly, look in on the Eagles as they're hosting the Dallas Cowboys. And here's the new signee from Denver, Javonte Williams. His first touchdown with the star on his helmet. The Cowboys come out on top, and Brian Schottenheimer has his first W as the head coach of Big D. Lastly, we go to Indianapolis. It's the Colts taking on the Miami Dolphins. And this is Daniel Jones. He's looking to throw, then makes a beeline for the end zone. 12 yards on the scramble for the score. The Colts with the lead in the opener at the half. Time for a look here at the rest of the games going on and what's to come here in Week 1 of the new NFL season. Meanwhile, in our game, it was a competitive, hard-hitting first half. We expect more of the same going forward as we send you back out to our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
The rain not letting up. It continues to be a factor here as we get back underway in the second half. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. Travis Etienne and the Jaguar offense ready to get back to work. Now, Greg, you start to think about, okay, who are the teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that have a chance this year? Look, it happens every year. We just have to identify who they are. Who are a couple top of mind for you as we start 2025 here?
You know, as I start in the AFC, I think the Cincinnati Bengals. And you got to think the way their season ended last year, they rattle off 5 wins straight, really in the back of Joe Burrow. We could have made the argument if they're a playoff team that Joe Burrow was the best player. I mean, he was incredible. Most weeks, Mike, he single-handedly carried that offense. Now, new defensive coordinator in Al Golden coming from the college ranks. Can he just make that defense in Cincinnati? Because if they just play a little bit better with that high-profile offense, I think they're a team. They might not win the division with Baltimore, but they're going to be close and maybe at least get one of those wild card spots.
What's the flip it over? Who are the guys you're watching in the NFC?
You know, I think Dallas is going to find themselves, just the fact that I know the division is difficult. Obviously, Philadelphia remains really strong. Does Washington kind of regress a little bit back now in year 2? They were the high-profile, big splash team of last year. Do they regress to the median? Time will tell. But I think healthy Dallas, healthy Dak, healthy Micah Parsons, like that roster that we saw play last year is not the roster on paper that we expected to see. So I think Dallas has a chance. I think San Francisco always is going to be a team, again, dealt with their own injuries last year with McCaffrey and all the stuff on defense. So I think San Francisco and Dallas are 2 perennial teams we expect to be in the playoff hunt. They missed out last year. I wouldn't be shocked to see them back in it again this year.
And he's going to pick it up, take it down inside the 35 for the first down.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Hunting very difficult in these conditions. He gets forward here for a gain of about 3.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 29, here's 2nd down and 7.
Let's go.
Lawrence gives this one to Etienne. Able to slip one tackle, but not another. He'll be fortunate to get this one back to the line of scrimmage.
This is a great example of why it's so important on defense to sprint to the ball. His ability to make people miss is hard for one guy to get him on the ground. But when you can get everybody to the ball, eventually you can take them down, and in this case, they do it for a loss.
And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for 3rd down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack. Anytime you find yourself kicking in these elements, Mike, you just can't take anything for granted, especially when it comes to your plant foot, your balance, your control, your footing. It's so important, and give credit. He does a great job here, able to put that one through.
There's Dave Canales, the Carolina head coach. His Panthers heading back onto the field. Going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. Work to do on this drive. 1st and 10.
Ready, break. Ready. Yellow, 43. Check, smash. Black rock. Set.
Look at play action with Young. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. First catch for him on this new season. And it results in a 1st down.
1st down, Panthers.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and that's exactly how they're able to pick up this big game.
And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about 1. This time it's the veteran Eric Armstead on the tackle. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9.
Ready.
To throw is Young. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle.
bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
Yellow, line.
Here's Young. He's going to air this one out. That's caught! And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15.
That penalty is declined.
On the set.
Space getting tight here. Down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10.
Let's go. 52 blue. Set. Go.
Handoff to Hubbard. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. Play is stopped. We have an injury to one of the Jaguars. He'll get himself looked at, but this is not how you want to begin a new campaign. He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2.
Ready. Red, 38. Mega. Cut.
Another run here with Hubbard. Fighting for the goal line. They're going to stop him just short, but he has picked up the 1st down.
They're doing a really nice job of keeping this defense on their heels with this balanced attack. We've seen them be effective both run and pass, and right now the defense just doesn't seem to have an answer.
They'll run with Hubbard, trying to find a crease in that mass of humanity, but he's going to come up short.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
A little closer. Here's 2nd and goal.
Come on, set. 33, yellow. Smash, red. Ready.
Here's Young to throw. And he overshoots everyone. It's through the back of the end zone. And incomplete.
It's not often you see a pass that's out of the reach of this guy. I mean, 50-50 balls tend to go his favor more often than not, but this one kind of gets away from him just a little bit and falls incomplete.
Ready?
They'll try to run with Hubbard. And he's got another one. Chuba Hubbard. Touchdown, Panthers. What a start to the season. It's a 3-touchdown week number 1. And making a hat trick. That is his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game. A big reason his team is on top.
And so far, Mike, this run game has been the difference, and we're going to see in the 2nd half. Now, can they protect this lead? Because, Mike, that's where a run game has its most value, and so far, this guy's been incredible.
On now is Fitzgerald for the PAT. He gets it to go. Panthers will extend this 3rd quarter lead.
Jaguars 6. Sam Martin set to kick off.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This is going to be taken in at the 3. He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard
Travis Etienne and the Jaguar offense ready to get back to work. Well, Greg, this is going to take a lot of self-reflection here. You build up so much for the season opener. To struggle like this has got to be a tough field.
Yeah, and we've never spoken to a team before their week 1 matchup where they didn't tell us this is the best training camp they've ever had, it's the best roster they've ever had. I mean, how many times have we heard that? So In this case, though, Mike, I think you have to be careful that you don't overcorrect. Of course, this did not go according to plan. This is not what they've been building to through their entire offseason schedule, but it's still also just one game. So don't throw everything in the garbage and start all over. Don't throw out all the hard work from the previous offseason. Stay the course, fix what went wrong, improve, and move on to week 2.
That one broken up. It's incomplete. All over him down the field. It'll set up third down.
It's now third down and 9 yards to go.
Lawrence now. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
The threat of making a poor decision and throwing a pick is always in the back of your mind, and while you can't play scared, you do have to play smart. If you can't find an open target, throw the ball away, live for the next down.
This fielded inside the 35. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. There's Dave Canales, the Carolina head coach. His Panthers heading back onto the field. And, Greg, they have had their way right from the start in this season opener. You get that sometimes. You don't know what week one's going to bring, but this has got to be awfully satisfying.
Oh, there's no question. It gives such value to all the work that you did all offseason and all the way back in OTAs in the spring, and then people
trying to make a play out of the pocket. Couldn't do it. It's intercepted. It's the safety, Darnell Savage.
This is really becoming a key element to playing quarterback in the NFL, Mike. The ability to play off script and use your legs to extend the play. I think in this case, he either needs to tuck that ball down and become a runner, or he just simply needs to throw that ball away.
Travis Etienne and the Jaguar offense ready to get back to work. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter. On first down, Lawrence. Forced out left. And he'll be forced out of bounds and pick up a couple on that one. From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 7. Now Lawrence on the bootleg. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down.
Brings up third down and 7.
Silver.
Putting the tight end in motion. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. That's swung out to Etienne. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. A big one there on third down, good for 26 yards.
Lisa 24.
First and 10 at the 18.
Here comes the jet sweep, and he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this third quarter of play. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This one a win for the visiting Panthers. They move to 1-0, getting the victory to begin the new campaign. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone.